Today I'm picking the camera up because I'm having pre-op for the surgery that's happening this week. Yeah, I'm seeing this. He's hilarious. Mondays are usually my reset days, and I don't usually film on Mondays because I found myself getting, like my brain was getting in a knot thinking, what am I going to talk about on the video or whatever. Sometimes your brain just doesn't let you pick up the camera. That's just how it is. I found that to be true over the last 8 or 9 years, however long we've been filming. Okay, but today I'm filming because I know that you guys, the majority of you began this journey with us because you were interested or you had something in your own life that made you understand the journey of health stuff. And so now that my health is so much more stable, there's a lot less to share with you guys, and that's something to celebrate, and I'm really thankful for that. But whenever I do have something to share, I try to pick up the camera and bring you guys along because I know that that's something that you guys are interested in, whether you are in the medical field and you want to learn the patient's perspective, or you yourself are walking through something in the medical world and you want to feel less alone. So today I'm picking the camera up because I'm having pre-op for the surgery that's happening this week. I will find out today whether this is, like, I don't know how big this surgery is gonna be. Pretty sure it's tiny, but I'm not sure. I don't know. So you guys know 7 weeks ago today, actually, 7 weeks ago. That's the other thing about filming, is that the memory card runs out of space. Okay, so what I was saying was 7 weeks ago, we took my feeding tube out and expected it to close on its own. That did not happen, and so now I'm meeting with a surgeon today for pre-op, and then in a few days I'm having surgery. So today I'm finding out, I'm curious about, like, how minor is this, and yeah, how much pain am I gonna be in or not? Is it gonna be fine? Is it not? I don't know. So until we go there to pre-op, I'm just working on food stuff. That's what I usually do on Mondays. I clean up. I was gonna do it with you, but the camera situation. I had pizza sauce and I didn't want it to go moldy in the fridge, so I usually put it in a ice cube container, and then once it's frozen, pop it out and put them in a Ziploc, and then use them as I need them. So anyway, my job today is hydrate, because I'm getting blood work today, and then go to the hospital. Oh, you need a drink? Oh boy. Okay. Is that good? Oh, more? Okay. There you go. Oh, yep.
Oh.
Flutters. Flutters.
Did you spit in Mama's water?
Oh, that's so silly.
Well, hey guys, I'm back home after a weekend away. I was speaking at a retreat in the Chicago area, and it was a sweet reunion when Mary and Elijah picked me up from the airport last night. There was really only one day that I didn't see him because I left Friday morning and then came back Sunday evening before his bedtime. And so it was a quick very full weekend. It was a lot of fun speaking for, it's a church that a friend of mine that I went to seminary with, pastors, and so I am home, and that I'm kind of like getting my bearings because I feel like everything last week was leading up to leaving town, and now I'm kind of like, okay, what is this week? And so, welcome to another week in the Frey Life.
All right, we're just pulling into the hospital parking lot, and then we will head up. Wait, I thought we changed the battery. It was on the couch, so I put it back in the charger.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I cannot even tell you guys the relief. The difference of walking out of that appointment versus the appointment about a month ago. If you guys remember, I was seen by a surgeon. Like, it was kind of a referral was put into the system, and whatever surgeon accepted it, I guess that's, yeah, so it wasn't like my team sent me to this specific surgeon. It was just a random surgeon. And that surgeon was unfamiliar with my type of feeding tube. But my experience at that consult was, I kid you not, the battery died. My experience at that consult was really, honestly, disheartening. Very, very challenging. And it was what it was, and I walked out of there really confused and felt really stuck. And while I'm talking, my feeding tube is pouring out of me. That's going to end in 3 days from now, and I am seriously so excited. So there were, I don't know how much to share about the appointment with the previous surgeon, but I don't need to share all the details, but basically there were some things said, and I challenged, or I don't know if challenged is the word. I was like, oh, I've never heard of that as an option. Okay, I think I'm gonna call and ask my CF nurse if they've had success with that option. And yeah, it didn't go well. And I was, like I said, confused when I got out of that appointment because I didn't know what I was supposed to do, I'm just like, I need this closed. Anyway, I just met with a surgeon who's doing my closure on Thursday, and I'm so thankful for the surgeon's kindness. This surgeon basically was saying, the previous surgeon, like who I met with a month ago, probably was unfamiliar with your type of feeding tube. Yes, I agree with that. And that led to some confusion, and also basically a few of the things that felt confusing and hurtful really were validated today, and I appreciate that. A kind word goes so far, so far. I just feel, I feel so thankful. So things that felt confusing a month ago feel very clarified now, and my instinct to ask questions about what was being recommended a month ago, my instincts were good, and this surgeon basically said your instincts were right on. So that's where I'm going to leave that. The plan for surgery is, I'm just checking, yes, it is pouring out of me. It's good to have towels around when you have a feeding tube hole open for 7 weeks. You just stick a towel in there and you just keep on talking. What did I say? The plan, maybe?
Surgery?
The surgery plan is, I will certainly be asleep, and I was asking, so am I awake, am I asleep? And she said, you'll be asleep. And I said, oh, like, is it sort of like the sedation for a endoscopy? And I'm gonna be asleep, is basically, it's not the same as an endoscopy sedation, it's a little bit more than that. But I will get a call from anesthesia tomorrow, and we'll have like my anesthesia pre-op. This was like my surgeon pre-op. Then Thursday we'll go in. It's just a day surgery. I don't have to stay overnight, Lord willing, unless something were to happen, which we did not expect. And I'm just feeling really, really thankful. I'm just really thankful. So we're doing this, and now it feels more like a celebration, because you guys remember 7 weeks ago, the moment I took my feeding tube out was like, felt like such a celebration. I didn't realize that almost 2 months later, I would still be dealing with it. And so that kind of put a damper on the celebration as the weeks went on. So now I feel like we're back on celebration route.
And the surgeon confirmed that if or when Mary needs a feeding tube in the future.
Oh, yes.
The way that she is going to go about closing it is, she said, possibly not, but most likely she could reuse the site.
Yeah. And that really is my hope. Like, we went through that kind of bigger, much bigger surgery 5.5 years ago, and I'd like to keep what's in there intact. And so this surgeon was saying, like, yes, you should be able to reuse it, like Peter said. And the other thing was, I was like, oh, I'm meeting with a surgeon. I wonder if I could ask if they could do a port when I need another one, because you guys know my port has been up and down in the last year, working, not working. And yes, I can come to this surgeon for my future port needs, to remove this old one, to put a new one in when the time comes. That makes me feel so thankful. So, being heard. Oh, and when she was gonna look at my feeding tube site, I took the gauze off, and she was like, oh wow, that's a lot more output than I thought. And I was like, yeah, and this is like 4 times a day I have to change this gauze. And just hearing her like validate, like, oh, that's a lot that's a lot coming out. I was like, thank you, it is. In the post appointment report after that appointment a month ago, the surgeon had written that there was no output because I had changed my gauze right before I got there, and the surgeon, like, I guess tried to express it. That word, like, I literally feel like I could throw up just saying that. But anyway, so when I read that in the post-appointment report, like, nothing could be seen, no output, I was like, oh, there is output. So just hearing the surgeon say, like, oh wow, I was like, thank you. So, all right guys, I know I said in that previous video how sometimes you guys ask if I ever have hard appointments or troubling appointments or interactions with medical workers that doubt me or this or that. And here I am, it's a little bit feeling full closure, or like full circle. Yes, I do experience that. I experienced that probably the worst that I ever have about a month ago. And I feel way thankful, because it's not always the case that you get to feel validated after something like that. And today I was able to meet with a surgeon who was kind, helpful, and knew about my type of feeding tube, which is awesome. So I'm feeling thankful. I think we may need a thankful count in this video, like ding, ding, every time I say I'm feeling thankful, because I am sure feeling thankful. And also thankful for you guys. Like I said this morning, I know that a lot of you guys started following because you were interested in my health journey. And so thanks for being on this journey. Not everybody gets it. Some of you guys do, and I'm thankful for that. So thanks guys, as always. See you later.
Peace out.